Hello people, welcome back to the channel. This is Sorin and today we're gonna take a look at the Thunderstorm event on the global map Clan Wars, whatever you wanna call it. The Clan Wars, which is gonna run from Monday the 26th of July all the way to August 9, which you can see over here. I believe it's gonna be a Monday, as this thing is 2 weeks. So yeah, let's jump into it. If you click over here, it's gonna open up the workshop. We're gonna take a look at the workshop in a minute, don't worry. But first of all, I really want to talk about what this is. So, pretty much it's a more advanced kind of gameplay. It's not the same as Stronghold. In Stronghold, it's still 15 versus 15 clan wars, but over here you have all the tabs hidden. If an enemy hits you and he's not spotted, it's gonna show you. It's not gonna show you what the enemy has. The enemy team has, what tanks they have. It's gonna be hidden till they go spotted and everything. So it's more about tactics and you get better rewards than in normal skirmishes. I believe in the normal skirmishes you get resources, some boosters, and if you can say so, like the resources to get the boosters to update your buildings and so on and so on. Those things are happening twice a year if I can remember correctly, and the best out of this is because you can learn really nice rewards. So jump into the rewards. You have over here the workshop. Well, for fighting into the battles in the on the fronts, there are three types of front. You have the basic front, which is the most basic. You get the least rewards, the least fame points. But I believe you get the same amount of resources. We're gonna talk about this in a minute. You get the least amount of fame points. Let's say 80. If you move to the advanced front, that times is about five times or even 10 times. I'm not really sure. I haven't really checked that, but I believe it's a much higher. If you're not gonna get 100 fame points, you're gonna get 5,000, not 5,000, 500, 1,000, depends. And over there you get more fame points, you get higher in the Alley of Fame. I'm gonna leave a link down below where you can check where you're up to on Alley of Fame. On Alley of Fame you can see yourself what you're gonna get, what rewards, you can see other players where they at, how many fame points they have, and so on and so on. And depending on that fame points, you can either get a tier 10 Clan Wars reward tank for free, or either you have to bid and get and spend all of your bands. Talking about that in a second. So, all of the good guns, they're gonna play on the elite front. That is a higher what is a higher multiplier than the advanced front. I believe you get up to 20 times more. So yeah, over there I never played because all fame, GX, and they're just gonna fight over it all and over again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much basic and advanced front are for most of the clans, but still they're really good. You can still get into top 8,000 to get yourself a free tier 10 Clan Wars reward tanks. So yeah, here is the workshop. You can craft actually 4 types of vehicle, 2 tier A premiums. Actually, all of them are premium tanks. They're gonna make you credits. They're gonna train your crew and everything. And yeah, over here it's the material depot. You're gonna see you out of the battles. If you click on battle log, you can see I never played yet because I don't have meta tanks. There is, yes, I have some tier 10s that are a bit outdated, and I don't play Clan Wars just because of that. I still need to grind some meta tanks, such as the 430U, the 260 version 4, 140, and so on and so on. So here, if you play a battle, you can see the results and what you received. Like you can only receive like spare parts and scrap, and I believe you can get some ferrous metal, some no, actually only this I believe you can get, only these 4. Those ones you need to craft. So yes, talking about crafting, if you already played from Monday, from the first day, you have to hurry up and get your production going. You need to get, for example, as you can see, if you look at the production time, if you go over the vehicles, you can see the production time is 13 days. So yeah, it's gonna take you a long time to craft the Panther M10, for example. And on top of that, you need to craft 2 gun components, armor components, 3 toolings, and 3 fasteners, which are gonna add up additional time. I believe there are 4 to 12 hours for each of them. For example, the gun components takes 8 hours, maybe the tooling takes 4 hours, and so on. I'm not really certain, I can't really remember, but if you are gonna craft, it's gonna show you the time. Now, looks like I cannot craft any of them because I already have them in my garage, but I really want to play to get the WZ121 GFT, as this, in my opinion, is one of the best, actually not the best. I really enjoy this vehicle while I had this as a rental, that's why it shows already in the garage. And a quick review, as I have all of them in my garage, let's jump into our garage and let's see what it's there up for grabs. So we have medium tanks over here. So the Panther M10, it's pretty much like a Panther with I don't really know what's different than the Panther. I never played the Panther, but it's a quite it's a low damaging gun with a high rate of fire. You can be annoying. You have some armor. You can occasionally bounce stuff, but don't really rely on it. And you have pretty mediocre mobility. Yes, it's not of my favorite tanks, but still, it's good if you don't have anything else to pick. You can still make some credit. You can still, as you can see, train your crew. You have 5 crew members, and yeah, it's just over there just to have it. Now moving on to the other tier 7, it's one of more of a special tanks. This tank, it's one of the rarest, if I actually, it's no more the rarest, as this thing was pretty rare in 2010 or 2011 when it was removed, and it came back as a premium Clan Wars reward. I managed to get my set listing like 2 years ago or 1 year, but yeah, the same story as the Panther M10. This thing has a even lower damaging gun, but higher rate of fire. As you can see over here, 2544 DPM. The dispersion are they got buffed. I haven't really played with this tank after the buff. They reduced something like 20% of them, so 0.25 to 0.22 or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I know they got buffed some patch ago, like 1.13 or so. The armor, it can absorb some HE rounds, but not high penetration HEs from EBRs and the other high penetration tier 8 HE guns. The mobility is quite basic, same as the Panther, 14.5. The view range is actually quite decent, like with my setup for 47, and the camo is quite good, as if you can see so. But yes, this one is like more of an iconic tank, so if you're a collector, you better pick this one up, as you maybe you don't really want to play a lot of Clan Wars, you're busy and so on. But yes, I should play this tank more, as I don't know, that's quite a unique playstyle in my opinion. But yeah, now talking about the tier 8s, now we have the German, not the German, the France and China. So the MX M449 was one of my first, if not the first tier 8 premium, which I got on my account. It has a really good frontal armor. Those things are pretty much weak point if you are going like this. So you better always focus your enemies with your front. You never go left, right, you just stay focused. The lower plate is pretty good as well. The turret is really strong, but you have a cupola. The cupola is the main weak point of this vehicle, as this is the balancing factor. The sides and the armor on the side and the rear is abysmal. You got 55 millimeters of hull ammo on the side, so pretty much even HE can penetrate. And yeah, this tank is it's more likely to blow up from armor racks. As if he gets here, he got armor rack, Amorak, pretty much everywhere. So yeah, you have pretty much 300 plus if you use the gun depression, you even absorb 340 meters of Russian heat. And yeah, the gun. You have 300 average damage for a heavy. Nowadays it's a bit outdated. 232 millimeters of average penetration is quite good. It's one of the highest, I believe, at tier 8. Rate of fire, mediocre. 2000 DPM with rammer, ventilation, not ventilation, vertical stabilizer and optics. And mobility is like mediums, which I talked before. So it's not like one of the quickest or not the slowest, but you can still looks like you can ram stuff. I never used it as a ramming tool, but looks like you can. And yeah, the view range is quite badish, if I can say so. That's 50, so 370. Yeah, there are better tanks out there to spot, but hey, it's a really nice heavy. You learn how to use your frontal armor. It's pretty much the same playstyle as the tier 9 and tier 10 France, such as the M451 and the M454. So yeah, quite decent. Now talking about the VZ120 1 GFT. This tank, it's an assault heavy tank with really nice 120mm plate over here, really nice slope. If you go hull down, it's quite easy to hit, and actually not easy to hit, quite hard to hit and hard to penetrate if you are mid tier, like tier 7, tier 8, maybe some tier 9 will struggle. But keep in mind you have only 1150 hit points. This tank is quite agile, and you have a punchy gun. 380 meters of range. That's quite good for a TD. Yes, you have 440 alpha damage with 248 meters of penetration. So yeah, that's really good for a tier 8 premium. You can easily just use APs to fight your enemies. And if you are struggling to fight with those tier 10s, you can always load gold and get 310 millimeters of penetration. The shell velocity, it just stays the same along all of its 3 projectiles. The DPM is really huge, as this thing has, let's kick this crew, sent to barracks. It has 3170. Actually, it looks like you have a rammer equipped. So yeah, you have pretty much 2800 base DPM. So yeah, 60 degrees of gun depression, 10 to 10 gun traverse. The aiming circuit's a bit big, but well, you really wanna stay close to your opponents. And yeah, but I really wish I can get this tank. We're gonna take a look if I'm gonna get it or not. But yes, this is pretty much the workshop. Now, talking about the vehicle modernization, if you're gonna play into the clan wars, you can update your vehicles, you can upgrade them. For example, if your mouse has 3000 HP, you can add additional plating and get 20% vehicle durability. So you're not gonna get only 3000 HP, you're gonna get 3600 and 25% vehicle weight, which means you can get your mouse up to 200 tons and over. Same as the supercharging system. Air conditioning system is really good for ABRs, as you get over 500 meters view range. This one, it's stabilization is like you're using vertical stabilizer. This one is really nice for some tanks that have low aiming time, such as the Super Conqueror, and get pretty much 15% damage, which means instead of 400 damage, you're going to do 460 on average, which is really nice. And keep in mind, those things are limited. You cannot get them, you can get only 3, and use them wisely. And all of them are one we use. Okay, now talking about what is it, the fame points. Yes, here it's where you can spend your fame points. You have to fight 5 battles to access this shop and access the bidding. Top 8000 players are gonna get one of this vehicle for 4000 bonds, and it's gonna be guaranteed either if they're gonna get it or yes. Big thing, there is no chieftain. Once again, Wargaming doesn't really want to give chieftain anymore to newer players. Maybe like if they want to keep them only for veterans. I know they don't want to implement the chieftain to break the tier 10 matchmaking at the tier 9, at the tier 8 maybe. But there are some new players which maybe they got new to the game, they got good to the game, and they really want to get into competitive state, and they really need chieftain to get into those good clans. And how can you get a chieftain? Well, looks like you cannot get a chieftain anymore. But now you have the Caro de Combattimento, the tier, no, the most new, the newest addition to the game, the highest 3 marks expectation values, I believe 5,600, 5,600, 6,000 somewhere over there. So yeah, no chieftain this time. It's quite balanced, as many people say. Then it's the 907, which is, I believe, the 140. It's much better. I don't know. People say 140 is better. Some people 907. But I usually prefer playing Tech 3 tanks, as I don't have any clan wars instead of the M60, which M60 is pretty much, I don't know. I have the pattern and the M60. I personally love playing the pattern. Next to that, you have the VKK. This one is German super heavy with 350 millimeters of penetration on its hit round. It's quite different to the Panzerkampfwagen 7, as it doesn't have this weak point over here. So yeah, moving on, that hit 95 E6. It's like one of the rarest tier 10s. I haven't seen one of them in ages, and I'm playing tier 9 and tier 10 constantly. This is like a huge DPN machine, but has huge cupola and armor. It's half decent. And those two are, well, maybe you don't want to spend 15,000 bonds into the bond shop, and you maybe just want to farm enough to get in top 8,000, and you want to get one of those tanks for cheaper, let's say so. So, what's going on with people that are not into top 8,000? Well, you have to bid. You have to bid a lot of bonds to get yourself those juices. You can bid, for example, on a VKK, and okay, it's gonna show you over here when the event is finished. It's gonna show you the statistics, as you can see, durability, everything you need to know about the tank. And you have over here, you're gonna have an option to bid, and you have to bid a lot, maybe 40,000, 50,000 bonds just to get one of your favorite tanks. I suppose I should say you better keep your bonds for chieftain if you really want to get a chieftain for bidding. But those things are actually went to the sky, like the prices for the chieftain. The video went to like 60,000 or something like that. Something really crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much all about the what is this? The tier 10 premium, not the tier 10 clan wars effort. So the action will start on 15 on the 12th of what is this? Of August. And it's gonna be over there for 2 entire weeks till the 26th of August. And yeah, once the fame points shop is gonna open, the auction is gonna be open as well, and you're gonna get on your tanks maybe on the 27th of August and so on. So now talking about the personal bonuses, here you can buy bonuses to get more fame points. You get, for example, for 10 fame points, you get 5%, 5%, and so on. The prices are going up, but you get higher bonus, and which means you can get more fame points if you play. It's really good if you're really active to get higher bonuses. For example, maybe you want to stop at 20,000, 30,000, which means if you're playing if you're spending 30,000 fame points and you're playing, let's say, on advanced front, maybe in like 5 to 10 battles, you're gonna get your fame points back, maybe. Actually, no, that's actually too much. Maybe 20 battles or so, depending if you're winning or not. But here are the bonuses. Now, talking about the rewards, you can get pretty much what you can get the same as every other campaign. Get some new styles. Where is it? You get the old VKK, you get the old chieftain, the graphite, and there is a new one for the, where is the new style for? Oh, actually no, you have to be top X amount of player. How much? What was the top? Let's see, let me check real quick. Our top 4,000 players, we're gonna get the Pro Serpina 3D style for card combattimento 45T. So maybe in the next campaign it's gonna be over there, maybe for 12,000 or 13,000 fame points as other cells over here. So other than the style, you can get female crew members. As you can see over here, maybe you can get 2 of those for a cheap amount of fame points. Getting 4 of those a year is like really good. I usually buy like 2 to 3 every campaign. I usually don't buy training goods as they are pretty much a waste of fame points. 1,000 for um, a crew book is like, maybe the female crew is like 25% more expensive, but you get much more out of it, if you get the point. You get some lightning styles, a lot of them looks like, but they look really sick. I love them. Flame looks good. Reaper looks good as well. All of them looks good, but they are so expensive. You get some small bundles over here for like if you get like if you have like your change over here, you can like you spend, let's say, 20,000 fame points and you play for like 60, you can just buy this to get the maximum out of it. But still, no credit boosters look like. Okay, no credit boosters to get directives, which are really good. 10 of them, oh, that's actually not really good. These are premium, in my opinion, are like the best offers for free-to-play players such as me. And maybe for some of you guys, maybe you really want to use your how much is this? Maybe 2000, maybe let's say 500, 900, like 900 fame points for 3 days of premium account sounds like a good deal to me. Next to that, you have bonds. You get quite a good amount of bonds, in my opinion. If you can just calculate, well, don't go for the 500. That is just gonna be an overkill of your pocket. And next to that is credits. And all of that, no, wait. In all of my videos, I said those are like the most, like the rubbishest thing which you can get. Why will you spend 200 fame points for 100,000 credits? Because if you spend 200 fame points for a premium account, and if you play, let's say you're gonna play your brand new MXM4 and you're gonna do 2000 damage, you're gonna get something like 60, 70,000 credits, and maybe if you're playing with a booster, you're gonna get that amount of time, that amount of credits in like a battle. And the premium time just, where is it? The premium time just gives you like 24 hours. So if you wanna play like in a day, like if you have a day off and you wanna play World of Tanks, well, guess what? You can make yourself tons of credits. As I have made a video about how many credits can you make in an hour, and I saw the result was about 1 million at least. So yeah, don't get credits, get premium time. Or maybe if you don't play the game, maybe invest them into bonds. It's gonna be more a better price for it, if you got what I mean. And battles on the global map. Okay, this is the upcoming battles. Okay, so they made some improvements to the interface. So that was pretty much it about the Thunderstorm event. I believe it was pretty short, or maybe not so short, about 20 minutes or so. I haven't really focused on everything. I just talk about the rewards, about what is it, about the workshop, about what I can get, and so on. I believe it was helpful. I believe you loved it. And if it was the case, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you legends in the next one. Bye bye.